One of the most important skills you can have in playing a brass instrument is being able to play with slurring through the harmonic series. As you know, as a bugle has no valves, all the notes can be played with the same fingering since there are no valves. And the same thing can be done on any brass instrument. This is called the harmonic series or the overtone series of notes. We know that we can play 3 notes that we've learned with the same fingering of open. So we play B flat, F, B flat. That's part of the overtone series. Actually, there are a lot of notes you can play with the overtone series without using any valves. The fundamental is called the lowest note you can possibly play. On the euphonium, it's a pedal B flat, way down here, which is an octave below our low B flat that we've learned to play. And as you go higher, the overtone series gets close, the notes get closer and closer. The first 2 notes are an octave apart, then a fifth apart, then a fourth apart, then a major third, then a minor third, and they keep getting closer together. So if I were to play for you a demonstration of the overtone series with no valves, like a bugle, it would sound like this. So you can play bugle calls actually on the euphonium the same as with any brass instrument. The challenge that we have is learning to slur between these notes with the same fingering. These are called lip slurs because they are mainly done by changing the position of the lips slightly within the mouthpiece rim. Within the mouthpiece rim, we create a vibration called a buzz, which makes the vibration that then is created into the tone quality. And if we're playing 2 notes and we want to make the change of those notes without any change of fingering, we have to change that vibration just slightly by loosening or tightening it slightly and keeping the airstream very solid. Like if I were to play between the F and the B flat, I would start on the B flat, then gradually loosen my lips just a little while blowing more air to get the F. So there's no break between those notes. It's slurred, and it's called a lip slur. And you can also do it going up. Going up may be a little more difficult because you have to slightly tighten the lips to make that nice and smooth. Let's practice a little of this. The important thing to remember is not only do the lips change slightly, but the air has to maintain itself under a solid pressure. One way to practice this would be to take the mouthpiece out and play on the mouthpiece alone. And glissando, or sliding between the 2 notes. If you've never played on the mouthpiece alone before, it may be very difficult to get the first sound. Just try and play 1 note on the mouthpiece, like an F. Then try to play the B flat. And then try to slide between the 2 notes with a glissando, or as a trombone with its slide would move. So we think of playing all the notes in between. Be sure you hold your mouthpiece between your thumb and 2 fingers as I'm holding, so you have good control over it. Then you can put the mouthpiece back in the horn and try that very same thing. At first, it may be a little bit of a problem as you learn to make those muscles change slightly and keep the air flow very solid. So let's just play a little exercise trying to do this. We're going to first of all play B flat, F, twice. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. How did that feel? Could you do that okay? Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, ready? Now let's try something that's just a little bit harder, starting on the F and playing up to the B flat. In order to play the B flat after playing the F, the air must go a little bit faster and the lips must be a little firmer, just a little bit tighter. It sounds like this. Let's try that together. 1, 2, ready. Okay, that's a little harder, but I think you're doing fine with it. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, ready, play. Very good. Now let's combine going down and coming back up. Something that will sound like this. 1, 2, listen carefully. Okay, try it with me. 1, 2, ready, play. Another thing that might help you make the change of the notes, think of the word T for the top note and ah for the middle note. T, ah, E, ah. If you can feel what's happening with your tongue, you notice the T is closer to the top of the mouth and the ah drops down a little bit. So think of T, ah, E, ah, E. Let's try that. 1, 2, ready. By changing the position of the tongue, you also change the speed of the air slightly, because when you put your finger over a hose, you know the water squirts out further. As you make a smaller hole for the air to pass through the mouth, it goes faster and makes that top note pop out more easily. So you can think of T, ah, E, ah, E. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, ready? Very good.